All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Here's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. This is Leonard Fournette, and he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff them in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it. All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Fournette, a first down carry. And he's got room. Fournette fighting through. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spoil the play before he gets there.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Let's go. Punch right. Hey. Set. 380.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he gets it down to the 32. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Finding room to the 20. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Corey Grant, 32 yards. And the Jags have taken the early lead. A nice run by him, don't get me wrong, but the blocking up front was a thing of beauty.
I think for an opening drive, how about that for an exclamation point? Just what you said. Good blocking, good vision, and he accelerated to the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone. He finds some open field here. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 20. Touchdown, Falcons. As his guys are in for 6. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, there you go. They gave up a score to start the game, and as quick as they could get it back, they did on the return.
And people talk about this all the time, whether you're coaching it, whether you're trying to work on it, whether you're just trying to put in the minds of your players. Attack back as fast as you can after giving up a score. No quicker way than on a kick return.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
Well, Charles, this Jacksonville offense that we're about to see again here, last week against Houston put up just 7 points, dropped them to 3-4. They've now lost 3 in a row, but the big story out of Week 7 was that Blake Bortles got benched in the second half. They brought in Cody Kessler.
And they have not been getting, what is it that Jalen Ramsey termed playoff Blake? Because playoff Blake was pretty good last year. Didn't have a good game throwing the ball against Buffalo. Used his legs to win the ball game. Had a nice game against New England. Had another nice game against New England this year in the regular season. But 9 touchdown passes for him on the season. But 13 turnovers, 8 of them interceptions. That's been the big problem. He had 1 big touchdown pass to T.J. Yeldon. This quarterbacking situation, it's fluid. Cody Kessler may get a shot.
380. 380.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taken from just outside the 30. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. DJ Hayden, the corner, in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And no move by Dan Quinn to get the offense off the field. They're staying out there, and they're going for it on 4th. They'll run it. Freeman. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Bortles going to run the draw with Fournette. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles dancing to his left. Now he's going to throw, and this will be caught at the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Bortles on the give to Fournette, and he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Here's a give to Fournette, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Bortles escaping the pressure right. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Well, we've got a second here. Let's take a peek around the league. What's coming up week 8? A couple big games as we near the halfway point of the season, Charles. I'm mainly looking at Philly and Jacksonville in London, and then New Orleans and Minnesota. That should be interesting.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Philly and Jacksonville, both teams struggling right now. The Eagles have already lost 4 games. They lost 3 all of last season. Both of those teams need a win in a big way. New Orleans at Minnesota, the Saints are on a heck of a roll right now. They've won 5 in a row. But the Vikings quietly have won 3 straight and seem to be getting their footing on defense again. And how about Green Bay? They had the week off this past week. Big win over San Francisco at home on a Monday night. They now head out to face the 7-0 Rams in Los Angeles. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that one. That is a big one indeed.
Aaron Rodgers, Todd Gurley. Let's do this.
On 3rd down, Ryan forced out to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23, and he'll be out right at the 35. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. The pitch to Fournette. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Lucy.
They do go for it. It's Bortles. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Grady Jarrett in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. Space to run past the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, 34 yards. And the Falcons are in for 6. And he puts it through. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brooks Reed. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This will be fielded at the 17. A good return there, 17 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And here now come the Falcons. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he's going to be taken down here, as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
On second down, here's Ryan. And that is incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On third down, Devontae Freeman. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. Fournette fighting through. Still shedding tackles. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Now it's Jamal Charles in the game. He gets the call here. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Hey, spread left. Spread left. Lucy. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Bortles. Steps up, and a big loss here as he's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Malik Jackson there to make the stop.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The Falcons on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Ryan. There's Sanu on the catch. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. So they do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And some room to roam now. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
21.
Coleman now. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Ryan. Buying time to his left. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They begin with a run by Fournette. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
Here we go. Hey, spread left. Spread left.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Green 80. Green 80. Green 80.
Now Bortles. And he fires one that's intercepted. Bruce Carter with a pick. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense. This offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. He can run for it, and he will. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive or no? You just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They go play action here on first down. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. A big third down play there for the Jags. 52 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
On second down, here's Bortles. Being chased out, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Tech McKinley able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14. Bortles now on 3rd and goal. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. And Lambeau will put this one through. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They will run again with Coleman. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Here's Ryan. Dancing to his left. He finds Coleman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the... And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he's taken it all the way back for the return touchdown. And this game just got a little crazier. They're still alive here in the final stages.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Malik Jackson with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Ryan to throw. Forced out to his left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Yannick Ngakoue in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks